Welcome back to Greg and Bill's Guitar Uproar. I finally got one right after, what are we at, 8 episodes now?
8, I think, yeah.
And we got Bill recording himself on his end. Man, we've got this thing all rigged up. And you would think with all the technology and gear that I have, I've got like 3 or 4 laptops here. They're all Macs. They all have recording software. I've got like 2 or 3 Apogee interfaces. This is a bit of a nightmare, but we got it. I think we got it. And then we're editing after the fact, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So how's your week going, man?
Great. I'm vertical and breathing, brother.
Yeah, man. So this week I've been learning Apple Motion. So in this episode, you'll see all these cool banners all over the place, peeling in and off.
Nice.
And, so that was my goal. I bought Apple Motion. I really want to get into After Effects through Adobe, and I want to get into, I've used Final Cut Pro since 2010 or 12 or whatever, a long time, about 10 years ago. So I know it really well.
Yeah.
And I have all these plugins that work really well, but Adobe really seems to be the more professional way to go if you want to go work for someone else, but I can get the job done. I can edit anything,
Yeah, Adobe provides you with a full suite of software. I mean, everything for every type of medium you could want.
And Photoshop, dude, I got to learn that a lot better too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I'm weakest, but So this week I interviewed Cynthia Maalouf, who is, obviously I'm pronouncing it the American way to pronounce that, but she's a Lebanese guitar player. Fantastic. I met her at NAMM 2016, and she's an amazing guitar player who has this chord and then melody with the right hand. It's really beautiful. So you'll see her interview here in a little bit. It's about a 20-minute interview, so stay tuned for that. We also have a studio tour coming up from none other than our great friend and my co-host here, Bill Lonero. And so that's going to be really cool. So, Bill, talk us through that real quick. I mean, it seems like, to me, so I've got a ton of stuff, obviously, and I've got a ton of amps and guitars and stuff in storage, and it's just coming out of every hole of this house and other places too. But talk about your gear acquisition. Obviously, you don't sell anything, right?
Well,
you just collect it and you keep it, right?
Yeah, but I only collect what I use, I mean, when I got that studio, it's funny because, I used to always rehearse in my house, right? A condo downstairs, I had my studio in the downstairs living room area, and that was where my studio was set up, and band would come over and we rehearsed there. Neighbors were cool, nobody complained. And then I watched the Some Kind of Monster DVD by Metallica, and I thought, they got a warehouse. Why can't I have a warehouse? Why can't I have a warehouse that has exactly what I want? A front room, a lounge, a control room, main rehearsal space, live room, and a loft. That's what I wanted, right? So I spent weeks looking for that, and I found the exact thing I was looking for, and it was such a blessing, man. So that was almost 12 years ago now that I've been there. And when you move into a space like that, you start accumulating gear. It just happens. It's not even a conscious effort. It just happens.
So it's a recording studio. It's a rehearsal studio. On the other half, I mean, I took a tour of it a couple of years ago, 2018, I want to say I was up there. And you also have a full professional commercial photography studio on the other side of the building, correct?
Yeah. So I used to own that. I owned that for 3 years. That we built a 22 by 22 foot cyc wall, so 22 feet wide on either end. Comes in like a V shape, and then it was 13 feet tall. Still there. I still use it when I need to. We built a dressing room in there. We built there's a bathroom. There's a loft. I love lofts, obviously.
Yeah, it's totally cool. I know you do your editing up there too, right?
Well, used to.
Yeah.
But it's a great space. I mean, and it's great to have it right there next to, right behind my photo studio. The walls are adjoining. I mean, behind my music studio.
Yeah.
The
totally
walls are adjoining. So, having a space like that and being able to go in there, leave all of our gear set up. We don't have to tear anything down. And right next to the San Jose International Airport. So nobody complains about the noise.
Do you rent part of that out too to another band?
I do have a friend of mine that I rented out to him. He comes in there like once a week with his band. And then, the other 6 days a week, where I'm in there or the band's in there. And we have like 65 parking spaces. So, it's a
cool spot.
It's quite amazing. Yeah. I mean, really secure and cameras everywhere. I love it. You know?
Man. I'm the same here at my house. I think we have like, I don't know, I want to say 10 cameras. some inside that, you know, we watch the dogs, and then we have a motion sensor for all the doors, but it's a camera motion sensor as well as, you know, the door sensor. But yeah, we're fully alarmed too. I mean, I'm a big fan of that. I want to see what's going on in the house when I'm not here, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I've done, you know, at my studio, I've done 3 albums there in terms of all the tracking of guitars. We did drums tracking for JFL there. We had Michael Rosen come in, and he basically recorded us. He wanted us to go to Papa Roach's studio out in Sacramento. And I was
then you got to be in Sacramento, which is a
drag. Exactly. Was this? Yeah, Papa Roach. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, nah. And then I was like, well, shit. That's when I ended up getting my own studio. And I was like, well, why don't you come over here and check this out? So he came over. You know, he wanted to hear the drums in there. He's like, dude, this room sounds great for drums. So, you know, we just ended up tracking all the guitars, drums there. And it's great because we can experiment all we want. We can put amps, you know, in the loft.
No clock.
Put them in the stairs. Yeah, no clock, man.
No clock, yeah.
No clock at all. If we want to put the vocals, you know, in the stairway, we can do that. You know, if we want to build a little, you know, gobo for them or something, we can do that. We could put them behind a curtain.
You don't have to, the worst thing is tearing down and setting up. I mean, I hate that. Even if you go rent another commercial studio like Bob Rock, where you're talking about some kind of monster.
Yeah.
Bob Rock had all of his gear shipped in, a lot of it.
Yeah.
You know, and he did that. I know he did that for the Black album, and also did that for that. All right, so normally we were both playing guitar. So you didn't bring your guitar today, or you have a guitar behind you there, but
I do, but it's I don't have my amp here today.
Yeah, right. We'll have
looking at your Charvel there, I actually have the last Charvel model they ever made before they split companies, before they parted ways with Jackson. Remember that model, the 3DR?
Yeah, man. When you keep talking about these guitars, you gonna sell anything to me?
No.
Oh man. You don't sell anything. So let's do this. Why don't you intro the next clip that we have? And now we're going to do some clips, which is actually kind of exciting. So we have our banners. We're just kind of leveling up every episode. Yeah. So for the audio only listeners,
yeah.
For the listeners, you're going to have to go to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Marra Music, MARRA Music. And I'm basically going to try to stay off Facebook and Insta as much as I can and just direct people over to YouTube because I really want to build that. So if you wouldn't mind giving me a subscribe would be fantastic. But why don't you intro the next clip we have, which is your studio tour. And like I'm saying, for the listeners only, go to my page. You're going to be able to see the video version of this.
All right. So we're going to have a little tour, about an 11-minute view, studio tour of my studio that we like to call Hellfire Ranch. All right, so we're going to give you a tour of my studio today. This is where my band Royal Rebels and I practice. We affectionately call it Hellfire Ranch. This is the little front lounge area. Got some Elvis Presley on the wall. Some James Dean over here. Little Marilyn Monroe, some Rat Pack. This piano I found actually outside here by the dumpster one day. I came in and there's a piano. Played it and it sounds great. So I managed to get it through this door. Kind of, I got it stuck. I had to wait for the band to show up for rehearsal so I can get it the rest of the way. But it's a 100-year-old piano. I found it last year, built in 1920, which is pretty amazing. It's an upright grand piano. Here we got a vending machine. Should always have a vending machine in the studio. You know, it keeps you hydrated and fed. I got some photos here by my friend Niels Lozauer. Some famous shots. His Motley Crue book, his Six String Heroes, Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen. Rocklahoma book is when I was in Steelheart. We performed at Rocklahoma 2008, so that's a book commemorating that. Some more Eddie. Picture of me at Steve Vai's house, taken by Neil. Also, picture of me with Joe Satriani. The Sammy Hagar studio, Chickenfoot studio, also taken by Neil, as was the photo of me at House of Blues in Hollywood with Cliff Williams from AC/DC, which was definitely a highlight of my career, because AC/DC is my favorite band. Down here, this is pretty cool. This road case here actually is the road case that the Falcon 9 wind tunnel model sat in to protect it. So if we ever make it to Mars and colonize it, I'll have some history. Some really cool history, actually. This is the main rehearsal room. And that's where my band Royal Rebels practices. I have my Diesel Hagen amp here, which was given to me by my friend Michael J. Burry. Some of you might recognize the name from the movie The Big Short. He was portrayed by Christian Bale in that movie, and he's been a really good friend of mine for, 13 years now. Amazing guy. Amp is a beast. So I like to keep it next to me so this way I can control it if I need to. My simple pedal board, a wah pedal, a little delay, some reverb, and a wireless from Shure, and that's it. Got some kind of miscellaneous pedals up here. Throw one in the chain every once in a while just to see, but usually I don't. Got some cool guitars, a couple of Les Pauls, a couple of Gibson 335 Sparkle, Gretsch. We've got, that's the Billy Duffy Gretsch right there. Some more guitars back here. A couple of Stone Age cabinets over here. These are really road worn, especially this top one. This has got scumbacks in them, in both of them. Got Steven Tyler up here. Little Joe Perry, literally. Wizard. This is an amazing amp built to the specs of Angus Young, and it's exactly his sound. It's incredibly play house bells on it. It sounds like AC/DC. That amp and this Voodoo down here, as well as that Diesel, were given to me by Michael Burry. Just such a generous gifts. This Voodoo just is amazing. The tone, it's very rock and roll, has a very brutal, almost George Lynch type sound to it. It has a little brutal switch and a rock switch. So it's just a great amp. Axe effects here, which I don't use anymore. I used to use it on tour, but I just don't like the sound digital anymore. So now it's all tube. We got a couple of Marshalls here, a Slash model. Sounds pretty cool if you like Marshalls. The Marshall full stack right here. Go over here. Gotta have a fan, right? The drummer set, a great kit by Pearl. So a singer, bass player, I have a little headphone monitoring system so they can control what they hear in their monitors. I don't sing backup, so I do have one of those over there, but I don't use it. Got our PA here. Got our little mixer for the PA right there. There's the little headphone amp. Mixer, I mean. Little Bogner 1x10, 1x12, I forget. I think it's a 1x10. Got a Gens Benz 2x12 with bass ports on the bottom, which is a pretty cool little thing. And a Fender, a Friedman. This belongs to my other guitar player. Great tone out of that. PB-XXX and a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier. I don't use either of these. Why do I keep them? I don't know. But the Mesa out of these two definitely sounds better. I just don't use it. I've got the Wizard, the Voodoo, and the Diesel. But it has been used, and I'm sure I'll use it again. Wizard 4x12 that goes with the Wizard head. Another Stone Age 4x12. And a Matchless. The Matchless sounds great. Upstairs. Before we go upstairs, just a better view of the studio from up here. Got a little, some little mascots here. Angus is falling over, so we got to fix that. Got some overflow gear, guitars, cases, drum cases, road cases. This used to be the hangout area. Got a TV back there, but stopped hanging out up here when the gear started overflowing. We've got SM7B. We do podcasts up here, so it's nice just to be able to sit around the table and
and have the mic right in front of us. Some old magazines, guitar player magazines. I've got a lot more than that. In here, a couple more cabinets. Marshall, that's a 2x12, and then the Dr. Z 4x10. I used to use that one on tour a lot. Got a gear locker in here. It's kind of got just a bunch of pedals and guitar strings, cases of guitar strings. Microwave, if you ever want to heat up some food. Coffee pot, which I've never used, obviously, with the dust on it. Behind that curtain is more gear. It's kind of messy though, but I'm not going to show you that. More guitar magazines. These road cases right here are filled with guitar magazines, top to bottom. It's crazy how many guitar magazines I have. Let's see. And here, we're going to go into the control room. So this is the control room. We got a Mackie 32x8. Usually I run it into an interface into the computer, which runs Cubase. Let's see. Some backstage Van Halen passes. Photo of me with Van Halen on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. Autograph of Eddie. Let's see here. Got my 3 of my Purple Wolfgangs. They're all identical. A little difference in the tone, but identical in terms of graphics and stuff. Got a couple of guitars here made for me by Michael Burry, Les Paul Jr. and a Telecaster, more like a broadcaster. They sound great, play great. He did an amazing job on them. Over here we got another Wolfgang. This is the prototype, no serial number. Great guitar given to me by my friend Frank. Thank you, Frank. It was a birthday gift. This here is a guitar. Some of you may know who this came from. It is an incredible guitar. It has a Sustainiac on it, and it just absolutely screams. I mean, it's a low, mid, and high position switch for the Sustainiac. Just phenomenal guitar. I do not ever take this out. I record with it, and that's it. It stays here, as does this one. My pedal board for the Axe-Fx, which I don't use, but it is a cool Axe-Fx pedal board. A couple of more cabinets, a Mills 2x12 and an Angle 2x12. We were just in the studio with Simon Phillips, and we used the Angle 2x12 for the entire thing. That was great. Some more photos by Neil. Eddie playing a Les Paul in the club days. Waylon. Eddie backstage at the LA Forum, I believe it was. So yeah, it's pretty good soundproofing in here. It's when the door's shut, you really don't hear anything. It's quite dead, which is nice when you're mixing and working on music. TV, you got to have a TV in here just to kind of I like working with distractions. So if I have something to distract me, then I can write a lot better. Let's see, anything else? Got a skylight up there, which is pretty cool because it lets in a lot of light. Let's see, we've got stuff behind the curtain, a lot more road cases, things like that. Little fridge. So yeah, it's a comfortable place. Been here for going on 12 years now. And it's just been an amazing studio to create in, to write music, to just be free and be a musician. So that is the end of the tour, and Elvis has just left the building.
All right, we're back. Man, my mic stand's moving on me. You know all about that, don't you?
Yeah, I sure do.
I got to get out of these cheapo Guitar Center mic stands and get some better ones. But anyway.
You get out of anything Guitar Center.
Dude, I was able to watch that video you sent for the studio tour last night. Folks just saw that. And man, so much cool stuff. I want to go back. It actually inspired me to come back up in the room last night and play a little guitar before I went to bed. So it's pretty cool seeing all your stuff.
Well, one of the things I want to do is I want to build a amp wall. Actually, to where I saw a video of this music store in France, and they had this wall built, and the 4x12 cabinets were inset into the wall. You know, they built a false wall on top, and then all the heads are stacked like 4 heads on either, you know, above each, with all cool lighting inside.
That's
so we're
cool.
gonna build that at the studio right behind the drums.
That's pretty cool, dude. Yeah, man. So anyway, thanks for doing that. That's rad. I want to go up there and rehearse or do some videos or something up there, man. It's a cool spot.
Come by anytime.
Yeah. All right. So next up, we have, I was able to interview Cynthia Maalouf from Lebanon. One thing that I talked about with her for maybe the first 10 or 15 minutes was the condition and the state of the country of Lebanon. And they had an ammonium nitrate blast in August of 2020, which basically it killed like 200 people and 300,000 people were displaced. Right now they have a fuel shortage. Their dollar, their lira, their pound, I believe it's a pound, is equal to 0.00065 of the US dollar. It's just their economy. If you had a dollar, it's now valued at like next to nothing. It's just such a sad thing. So I didn't really want to go. I mean, we did talk about it with Cynthia, but I would encourage folks to go on YouTube and search Lebanon. And, you know, growing up, we always heard about Beirut and about all the wars there. And it just seemed like, you know, if it did, you know, sort of come into U.S. news coverage in August 2020 that there was a blast, it seemed like more of the same. So likely didn't really get a lot of coverage.
Yeah.
Which is super sad. Lebanon is a beautiful country. Again, go on YouTube and research it. But the people are beautiful there too, in their spirit, in their resilience, and their, you know, just the way they are. And I was able to, I had the opportunity to meet Cynthia Maalouf from Lebanon at the Wampler pedals booth when I worked there in 2016. Was there like through 19. I think it was like 3 or 4 years I worked there. But the very first year, I met Cynthia, and she played this beautiful composition. So you've got to go to her page. It's Cynthia, and I'll put the little, you know, sort of link right here to her Instagram and YouTube. And that way you guys can go check her out. But anyway, what an amazing person. She teaches over there. She does social media management, and she is a demo artist for Fender, and is just such an incredible, you know, human being, as well as a great player, just a really, really great player, and super unique in her style. So I spent about 45 minutes interviewing her, and well, I want to say it was about, maybe it was a little bit less than that. Maybe it was about 35, somewhere in there. In about 20 minutes, I edited it down. So that's what you're about to see. Bill, were you able to check out that interview last night?
I was, yeah. It was great, yeah. She seems very appreciative.
Yeah.
Very, very, she feels blessed.
Absolutely.
I could say.
Well, you know, the funny thing is we take all this for granted in the United States.
Totally.
Everything you have, you know, just, oh, that guitar was not in tune. Let me, you know, you're mad at that guitar, but it's just like, dude, you know,
like you have one.
You have one. You know, you know, you have an overabundance of things that people in other countries don't have the luxury. I mean, she's got quite a bit of guitars, and it's just a great player, though. Great, really great personality. A lot of fun to interview.
Yeah, she seems very sweet.
Super sweet person, and
that's cool.
And so anyway,
watch the video.
What's that? Yeah, on to the video,
people.
Go. Here comes the video right here, and here's my interview with Cynthia Maalouf. Let's talk about how I met you. I met you at the Wampler pedals booth at NAMM in California at the NAMM show. So you were cool enough to play some beautiful guitar in your style. If folks go check out Cynthia Maalouf on YouTube, you have a really great way of combining chord and melody. So how did you come upon that style?
Yeah, okay, I will explain first. It's to say something. It's I was playing that guitar exactly. It's the Fender classic player Baja. It's made in Mexico, but it's a Fender custom shop design, so it's made in a very high ends. So I will tell you what, I used to play a lot of blues, rock, and everything. Then one day I decided to go into country music. So I learned how to play country, chicken picking, hybrid picking, all that stuff. I was so fascinated with the country. So I wanted to get the real tone, if you want to have this country sound. So I went to Google and I wrote how to sound countryish. That was the keyword. So I did that and I was reading. Then suddenly I find the word called B-bender. So I was very curious, what is a B-bender? So I researched and apparently it's that mechanism here, as you can see it. It's attached to the strap button. So when you pull from your shoulder strap, you pull it, you are mechanically bending the B string. So this is used when you are playing chords, because when you have a chord, you cannot bend it alone. So it's very country. It emulates the style, the pedal steel. You know, the pedal steel instrument that they do. You can do that. And by the way, the G bender exists as well. So here, when I read about it and I was so into it, I called my friend. He's a luthier. His name is George. He's a very good luthier in Lebanon. He's one of the best. So I called him and I told him, hey, do you install a B-bender? And he started to laugh so much. And I was like, why are you laughing? And he was like, you know, how did you come up with that? And he found it weird. So we got one from the US. We shipped it all over here. And he did it, by the way, handmade. He carved the guitar in a very, very good way and very professional. Everything is good, doesn't go out of tune. And so here I was, getting into country and all that stuff. And since I like to listen to chord taps, I like a bit exotic stuff, chord tapping, whatever. So by chance, I was just having fun and improvising, and I figured that I can combine the tapping with the B-bender. So it made a different sound. It doesn't do just, you know, a country sound. It's a bit, you know, different. And that's what I like actually about playing. I like to be a bit creative, you know what I mean? To think outside of the box, to combine styles. This is what I like to do.
So are you associated with Fender? Because I know that you've done a lot of product demos for them.
I have done some demos for them. They've sent me 3 guitars. They've sent me, you know, it's a funny story because when I went to NAMM show in 2016, the first year I went, I was, you know, exploring NAMM. It was huge, of course, and everything. And my friend told me, George, the luthier, was with me. And he told me, let's go to Fender, get an endorsement. And I told him, no, they will not even look at me. What are you talking about? And I didn't even go, you know, I just went to check out. And after 2 months, I uploaded a video and they reached out to me. And here, when they sent me first the Fender Elite Telly, it's a thin line Tellycaster. I love it a lot. Semi-hollow, very, very nice guitar. And they sent me an acoustic guitar. It's in its case now, the Fender Paramount, where I did a demo as well. And then in 2017, they sent me the Fender American Pro Telecaster. Sorry, I moved a bit. Okay, so that they sent me this one with humbuckers. It has very nice fat tone, lovely, and of course, there's something also you should know about Lebanon. We have a lot of hum problems, a lot of noise. So the more you have like noiseless pickups and humbuckers, the better will be better. Because when I plug my this Stratocaster that has single coils here, it makes a lot of noise. But when I played in the US, it was like 0 hum. It's such a difference with that. And yeah, so when they sent me the blue Telecaster, I did a demo, not a demo actually, I did a cover song for Duane Eddy. And this one also made me, how to say, a very good chance, because I uploaded the song on YouTube, and after like 2 months, apparently his wife saw the video. So Duane Eddy, he's a country legend, if everyone wants to know. He's a country Hall of Famer. And so when he saw the video, he reposted it in Facebook and Twitter, and he wrote like, check out Cynthia covered this twangy style. And he messaged me on Facebook, and he told me, I liked what you did, because if you check out my cover, it's different than his own. It's called Shazam, the song. So I put my B-bender tapping and this stuff, and he told me I found it humorous, like it was, you know. So he told me, do you ever go to the US and like that? And I said, yeah, I go for NAMM show. I might go this year. And just 1 month before the NAMM show, he texted me again on Twitter, and he told me, are you coming to NAMM show? I said yes. And okay, we exchanged phone numbers. But then after, when I was already in the US and everything, his wife called me and she told me, look, tomorrow Duane Eddy wants you with him on stage. And I was like, are you sure? And she was, yes, I really want, and everything. So I went on stage the next day, and I was supposed to play one song, the song I played with him, the Shazam song, the one I covered. And he told me, no, you stay all the set and everything with him. And he's such a great person. You know, before being a musician and a legend, he has a great heart, and he's really amazing.
I remember when you were posting the video, not videos, I believe just pictures of that show. Very cool. Very cool. So you play on a TV show, and I believe it's been about 6 months since you posted some live things. So what is that all about? The production looks amazing, by the way.
Okay. Thank you. Well, okay, first it's a TV show. It's like an entertainment show. It's called Female. So the band is made of females only. It's an all-female band, and the host is female as well. The idea is that she invites guests that are males only. She does funny things with them, and sometimes he can be a singer, sometimes an actor, sometimes a comedian, you know, whatever. So it's a fun show. Most of the songs being played are Arabic. So it was new for me because, okay, I am Lebanese, but I never really played a lot of Arabic songs because my bass was more like blues rock and all this kind of stuff. So I learned something new. I like the idea that I put some of my rock fusion stuff to Arabic. So it creates this kind of weirdness, but was cool. So yeah, it was a good season. I mean, the season finished now, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I will. I don't think I'm gonna be in it since I have to focus on other things. You know, shooting at the TV is really nice, really fun, but it's so tiring. It demands a lot of discipline, and like we have sometimes really long playlists that we have to prepare. So it's time consuming, and yeah, I got some solos that I've performed. I posted one of them. The other one, it's not that I don't like it. I like it, but it was too spontaneous. I didn't know I was going to play a solo, so it was improvised. I might share it one day, I guess.
And were you playing a Jason Becker Carvin guitar?
Yes. In that solo, I was. I will tell you something also. In the TV show, we don't have amplifiers. So basically, this is my Jason Becker signature. I love this guitar. It's really nice. And it's so, I don't know, the playability is just incredible. So yeah, in the TV show, there were no amps. So it's like your pedal board and the mixer. And you should like, I don't know, you should find the right tweaks, the EQ. Might not be it's not the same than an amp, and it's hard. I mean, tone-wise, to get something good. So yeah, it was a bit challenging to find the right tone, but I managed at the end to do that.
So let me ask you: you have Telecasters, and I love the Telecaster shape. I love Telecasters to begin with, but then you have like the exact opposite, which is like the shred. Carvin, Jason Becker, what's your background in terms of being influenced and, you know, educated on, you know, whatever your musical style is? How, you know, and I love both styles too. I love country chicken picking. You you know, Brett Mason, all those great players. And then the opposite side of it, I grew up listening to Marty Friedman, Jason Becker. How did that work for you?
Because I don't listen to just country, I listen to literally many styles, including shredding, fusion, rock, metal. Even I used to be, when I was maybe 16, 17, I used to listen to a lot of power metal. So I'm literally into, if we listen now to any metal song, I will enjoy, you know. And I like Marty Friedman, Frank Gambale, anything, you know, Guthrie Govan. I love all the shredders, and so I don't have a limited style. I love flamenco, for example. That's random, but I love it so much that I like to listen to a lot of styles. And I think that the more you listen to different styles, I think you will have unconsciously more ideas, maybe more originality into your playing. So I don't like to be in a square or labeled as Cynthia, okay, she just plays rock or she just plays country. No, you know, it's wherever I feel inspired by. So I don't know, because I have Telly, I have a Strat 2 made in 2006 or 2005, I would say. Yeah, but I felt at a certain point, I want a really shreddy guitar so that when I want to go crazy, I have a guitar that will do the work, you know? And yeah, but for me, my go-to guitars are always Telecasters.
Do you find them in Lebanon? Do you find your instruments in Lebanon, or do you have them imported in, or how does that work?
Okay, the first Stratocaster, I got it in 2006 when I graduated from school. My dad bought it for me. I got it from here at a local shop. It's called Abdallah Shaheen. It's where I work now, as I make demos for them, and I'm a social media strategist there as well. So it's this one. I got it from the local shop, yeah, here.
You have all kinds of guitars back there.
Yeah, excuse me. 2005, this is the serial number, it says it's made in 2005, but I got it in 2006, as far as I remember. It's like my first Fender guitar. But the others, my Fender Telly, the blonde one, it was imported because the series we didn't have it here, and I really wanted that special series because it's, how to say, it's very versatile and it has a lot of options, you know. It has like the S switch here, and here the pickups in series, it gives a fat tone. Oh, and by the way, it's modified after a few years from getting it. A company of pickups called Dallin Pickups. I don't know if you know Dallin Pickups. They have really nice pickups, especially for country. They sent me this triple play cheetah neck pickup. The triple play bridge pickup has 3 outputs. So basically the bridge pickup has a high output, a middle one, and a lower one. So the sound is different. You can get a louder, or something in between, or something a bit more sharp. And it works on the position 1, 2, and 4 even. So a lot of tonal options in this guitar.
I think the thing that's interesting is no matter where you live, no matter what age you are, if you're into guitar and you're into gear, we're all speaking the same language, which is so cool.
Yeah, I wrote something like that in the caption of when I posted my picture with Duane Eddy. I wrote he really made me believe no matter where you live in this world, really nice things can happen in your musical career.
So you mentioned school. Did you go to school for music, or did you study that as a particular course study?
When I finished school, I went to the university. I studied music and media. So I have a degree in the university as a music and media. But then I was already teaching guitar at that time. So I kept on teaching. I found that, okay, it's working. I have a lot of students and everything was going well. And from that time until now, I have students and things are going well. I always wanted to work in music. I didn't want to study anything else. And I told my parents at the beginning, it's normal. No, what are you doing? It's not safe. Or even people in the university or my school, what are you doing? Especially here in Lebanon, they have a bit this mentality that don't work in music, music will not give you food, I don't know what, but it's completely the opposite, you know?
Same here. It's the exact same here.
Yeah, I don't know. They think we're crazy by doing that, but
yeah, but you can't turn it off. So you're still teaching guitar now via Zoom lessons.
Zoom, online, and if the students are living in Lebanon, or they come to my house, or I go if they're close to the area, yeah, of course.
So that means anywhere worldwide that you're watching this, contact Cynthia through Facebook or...
6 languages.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. So what are the languages? Obviously, I'm really impressed by that, but...
Yeah, well, here in Lebanon, usually we speak 3 languages. So we speak Arabic, French, and English. This is by... But then, because my dad used to live in Italy and I studied Italian in the university, I speak Italian. Then I met my husband who's Spanish. So I studied Spanish and I practiced with him. And since he's from Barcelona, in Barcelona they speak Catalan, I learned Catalan as well. I love languages, it's really nice. And I would like to learn a 7th language too. I would like to learn Portuguese. And then I will be fine with myself.
That's cool. That's so cool. So besides teaching, you're on a television show and you're doing the social media for a company there in Lebanon. What do you have coming up? What's the future look like for you musically?
Yeah, musically, always every few I have like gear demos. I like to do some covers. I would like to also record my own music. I know it takes time because I want my own music to be really original. I don't want it to be something heard a lot or something just a normal style. I want it to be really out of the box. So that's why it's taking time. But because I'm not gonna be in the show this year or something, I'll have more time to focus on that.
Very cool. Cynthia, is there anything you want to leave us with? I mean, obviously I could ask you a million questions and keep you here all day, but I don't want to take up any more of your time.
It's a pleasure to be with you because you're a great guitarist and you're a very cool guy.
Thank you.
And you're very nice that you have invited me. Yeah.
Where can folks find you online?
Yeah, YouTube. If you write Cynthia Maalouf, you will find me immediately because I upload also many videos. And on Twitter, I am okay. Sometimes I share, but it's not my main. You can find me on Instagram. I'm pretty much active there, but you have to write Cynthia Maalouf 26. Apparently, Cynthia Maalouf was taken before. And on Facebook also, Cynthia Maalouf. You can find me. And TikTok. Okay, I'm not into the... I just, basically I take whatever I did on Instagram and put it on TikTok because sometimes I find cool musicians I interact with in TikTok, new people, different than Instagram, YouTube. So it's good always to have different connections. And also I wanted to say that I've done a demo for a Fender custom shop guitar for a master builder called Carlos Lopez, who works in Fender custom shop. Yeah, it's really, his builds are really great.
Have you released that yet?
Yeah, I've released it in 2018.
Okay, so I've watched all the videos on your channel, so I've likely seen it. Is it the one where you have a beautiful like checkerboard studio behind you, or is it another one?
It was in a studio of my friend, but it's the Telecaster was Sunburst. It's a semi-hollow with P90s. Very interesting guitar.
That's cool. Okay, well, Cynthia, thanks so much for your time. It's been a pleasure meeting you at NAMM show back in 2016 at the Wampler booth. And I like your content. It's just really interesting. All the best to you and your career, and I will stay connected with you online.
Greg, thank you for having me. It's a really honor from a great player like yourself. And it was great meeting you too by chance at NAMM. And I hope we meet again in another NAMM show or whatever.
Likewise. Thanks so much, Cynthia. I just did a video on my YouTube channel where I did that lick maybe 10 times.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Well, I was demoing different guitars for the Sur-Reactive Load Box and using IRs to get recorded tones and stuff. So cool. I am building my YouTube channel, folks. If you wouldn't mind, go to my YouTube channel. Here is the link right here, or it might be over here. YouTube.com/Marra Music, MARRA Music. And you're here right now because this video is being presented on my YouTube channel. So just subscribe would be killer. And if you have any negative or positive comments, you can leave those down below too. So anyway, yeah, great times getting to talk to Cynthia. And so, yeah, I think our next segment we wanted to talk about was social media, being a work musician in 2021, old school way of entertainment delivery as opposed to how it is now. Now, when you had Transformers and, you know, all these movies that came out with the super fast cuts, and there's just so much information coming at you in like split seconds, it's hard to not grow up and lose your attention span because now we're used to that. And in video editing now, especially on the YouTube forum, it's all about jump cuts. So that means that if I say, whatever, there's a little space, I'm thinking, I'm cutting all of that out. And all the edits are right underneath the other ones so that you don't have any and ums. And I purposely try not to do that on the podcast because we're sitting here talking like it's a chat and it's supposed to be long form and you're going to sit and formulate thoughts. I mean, the human brain, I'm pretty fast, you know, I'm pretty quick, but I don't always have the exact thing that I want to say, the very first thing that pops into my head. Sometimes you got to sit there a second and spit it out. And I think
we're not machines. That's why.
We're not machines. So when you look at, like, I was talking to my mother who's in her mid 70s. I was just talking to her this morning. And I use this analogy of, I always want to keep the plate spinning. And she said, where does that come from? What are you referring to? And I said, well, if you remember back the Ed Sullivan Show back in the 50s and 60s, there would always be a guy with some sticks and he was spinning plates on them. And the entertainment value was, oh no, that plate's going to crash onto the floor and break. And he's got to keep it spinning. So when the plate kind of slowly comes to a wobbly stop, he goes back and gets that plate going and keeps all the plates spinning, right? So I use that analogy because that's what it feels like being a musician in 2021. You got to be, you know, we have the podcast going, the YouTube channel. I'm doing video demos. I do part-time work for other companies where I do video work. I do gear reviews, if I haven't mentioned that, for the Guitar Guru Network. It's just all these things, man. And, you know, teach a little bit. And so it's just like, without all these different ways to diversify and keep the plate spinning, you can't make it as a musician in 2021. You can't make it successfully. Also, you know, I have that lost leader, which is like, not even a leader, but the thing that I park most of my energy into, which is my original music. So being a solo artist, going out on tour, you know, and selling t-shirts, you know, I've got my own signature guitar pedal, which I've brought up before, by Punch Pedal. So it's just like whatever you can do to keep the plate spinning. And you and I talked about I know it really didn't pose a question, but you and I talked about building the YouTube channel. I want to thank all of the folks that helped me get over. Now, this is going to sound funny for those that have 50,000 subscribers or 100,000. I got 1,000. Yeah, and I have not really fed that. I fed Facebook and Instagram since 2010 and largely ignored my YouTube channel. And I don't know why. There's no return on investment for Facebook. The only potential for return on investment is to get 4,000 hours of viewing time within a 365-day period and 1,000 subscribers or more on your channel and get traffic. You got to get views. So it's just, you know, it's a little exhausting and the return on investment is not immediate. But for me, it's like, you know what? I have a game plan to build that channel, park content on there, keep blasting it out and sharing it to wherever I can. And with more content, it has to grow. It can't, you know, it can't go backward with solid content. And I'm going to get ready to tease the new movie, the Prairie Sun movie that I've been working on producing, and you've been helping with some things on that. I have interviews by Tony McAlpine, Rudy Sarzo, Jeff Martin. I mean, all these amazing players. Simon Phillips. I mean, the list goes on and on. Yeah. You're in the movie. So I'll be putting little teasers out on my YouTube channel. And but what's your experience with that? And you and I had some opinions when it came to that.
Yeah, I mean YouTube. I mean I've done the same thing. I let it go. I just put a video up there recently, a little jazz thing. But I've kind of just didn't foster it like I should have, and I still can. I mean, we have I think 542 subscribers on there. I say me have 542 subscribers on there, and that's with no promotion, no nothing. I'm not I'm not pushing it. I'm not posting about it, and I really should.
Well, I know why. I bet I know why. Not to interrupt you, but
I hate video editing.
Well, I can do that for you. But here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the other reason why I think it is. Since we're in an instant gratification society with a little red notification.
Yeah.
Okay. What ends up happening is it felt great. And I still do, man. I'll tell you my theory is I used to post videos natively on Facebook because I knew that's what the algorithm wanted. Yeah. Now I'm like, you guys can have a 10-second, 15-second video that I'm going to direct to YouTube because you can have the original content, but you're only going to get a little tiny little bit of it because now what Facebook has done, the algorithm has dithered out or filtered out most people that can see it. So if I were getting 2,000 within a week, like 5 years ago, now it's under 100.
Oh, yeah.
And that becomes, you start to value your worth based on traffic. And it's it's a bullshit way to think of things. Well, but really, that's what ends up happening. It's that instant gratification that you're not now getting. So YouTube is very realistic in their views. Their analytics will tell you exactly how, the age people watching it, how long they watched it. It'll tell you down to the minute detail of the analytic. And so it being more truthful and so for me, it's that stings a little bit when you're growing your channel to not have instant gratification on 10,000 views or whatever in an hour. And you're man, I'm here again and I'm building again. So, knowing that's a mindset you have to get into.
Here's the thing though. People need to realize that Facebook and Instagram and, they're not social networking websites. They're data acquisition companies.
Absolutely.
That's what they are. All the info you're putting up there is not putting up there because they want you to share information, with your friends and your family and life experiences. They want you to share that information so they can gather your data and they can sell you ads and they can make money.
Right.
That's all it is.
They make money.
That's right.
As an artist, as a user, you have no way to get money.
That's right.
They're not even saying we'll partner with you. So there's an ad sponsor program on YouTube and Google where you have the potential to make money.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of YouTubers that make a ton of money. With Facebook and Instagram, you have no chance. They want more of your money.
That's right. Absolutely. And they're always trying to sell you ads. Buy an ad. And the ad things on Facebook are worthless. And Instagram, they're worthless.
Right.
You're not going to get any traction from buying ads on those, even Google ads, are not very effective anymore because they're constantly changing their algorithms. But, it's just, if people would just understand that Facebook and Instagram are not social networking websites, that's not what their main purpose is.
Data collection.
That is what they are about.
Right. Data mining.
And now I don't know if a lot of people know this, but everything that you put on your Facebook page, you can download into a zip file. And you can have everything from the very first day that you uploaded anything to Facebook. All media, all photos, all videos, anything. You just go into the privacy in the settings, and then under privacy, and there's a link to actually download your content. And depending on how much you have, it could take a day, a week, a month, but you'll get an email from them saying, here's your content. And I've done it. I do it every year.
Wow.
I download it and I get all the info that I've ever posted on Facebook.
That's
all the
really
photos and videos.
Yeah.
That's the cool
Safety,
thing.
Right? Just to know what you've put out there.
Exactly.
Well, Bill, let's wrap it up here. I mean, obviously now you're not with our new format, you're not sitting here listening to us talk for 50 minutes to an hour, but we have other content that will be like segments in the show. And what do you think about that? You feel okay with that, Bill?
I love it. I love segments. Yeah,
I think it's better. Yeah. I think it's better because honestly, I don't want to sit and listen to any two dudes talking for an hour.
Right?
You tune in, tune out. So
yeah, I don't know how Joe Rogan gets away with it for 3 or 4 hours.
It's super interesting, and so are his guests. Well, then you tune in and tune out. I stop and start that. If I'm driving, definitely if I'm driving into the city, I've got an hour and a half drive, I'll pop on a Rogan. But
Totally.
So, Bill, I made just some banners. So where can folks find you on Instagram?
They could find me on Instagram at Guitarist Bill Lonero.
You can point up right now because that's where it's
right
going to be.
All right, awesome.
And on Facebook?
And on Facebook at Bill Lonero. On YouTube at Lonero Music.
Okay, I haven't made that banner, so it'll be in the video, but I have to make it. Cool.
All right.
The other thing is your website.
Oh, my website, BillLonero.com. Capital B, I-L-L.
Capital L.
That's right, capital L-O-N-E-R-O. Or Lonero.net, that's easier.
Okay, cool. And then this show is on guitar-uproar.com is our direct link to
that's right,
the audio
Uproar.
version. So.
That's right, guitar-uproar.com.
Bill, next time, let's get that guitar fired up. I think this worked.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm looking at my DAW recording this, and it looks like it's still moving, so I'm hoping we're not going to have a lot of pops and clicks, and it should have worked. I did not record the Zoom version of this because it looks completely garbage.
Horrible.
So, send me your video. And folks, this has been Guitar Uproar episode 8. And feel free to subscribe. I would love that. That would be fantastic. We may have a giveaway here. I've got a whole box of t-shirts. So
I got boxes of t-shirts too.
How about we do this? How about we set up a giveaway? So,
all right.
My guitar picks. All right, check this out. I don't happen to have a t-shirt up here, but here's the artwork. Let's put that right there. That's the artwork on the front of the t-shirts, and the t-shirts are the super soft material. And I got guitar picks made up that have the same artwork. Pop that over there. There's that. All right. Hopefully that focused in on my guitar pick, but so I will give away. Man, we got to figure out what it's going to be too, though.
All right. So
I'm going to give away a guitar pick package, a sticker, a t-shirt. I've got medium, large, XL, and I think I got a couple XXL. And we will draw one person at random that will share this video on their page.
Now,
that's it. That's all you got to do.
But wait.
In the United States, within the continental U.S.
Yes. But are we going to combine that with my giveaway?
Absolutely. Let's do it. Yeah. What do you want to put in yours? But the thing is, you got to ship yours separately from San Francisco, and I'll ship mine from Southern California.
All right. So I've got t-shirt. You can need, I believe I have pretty much all sizes, pretty close. Stickers, can cozies, CD, my last album.
Wow. You're going to give this away?
Absolutely. CD, button. I give a button.
I have a button. I'll throw in a button too. I'm throwing in a button.
I see your button. I throw in two. No, I'm just kidding. And I got guitar picks. I'll throw in some guitar picks too.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks, dude. You know what we got to do? Let's get Guitar Uproar t-shirts made.
Ooh, that'd be a good idea.
Dude, we'll refine the logo's here in between us, wherever it is, either over here or over here, right? And so this logo is going to be our main logo for the show, Guitar Uproar. And maybe we'll put some funny, we'll put some funny animations on it. Something. We'll figure out a t-shirt design. And we'll have some t-shirts made up. But in the meantime, if you share this video, let's see, how do we want to say that? You can share this video on any of your, well, it would have to be Facebook, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so share this video on Facebook and send us the link to Greg Marra. I'm on Facebook as well. You're at Bill Lonero. Send me the link. Or, that's the best way to do that. And share it with me. Show me that you shared it. And we will pick one person at random that has shared it. And that'll be it. That's the only criteria. And you got to be in the United States.
And you'll get swag.
And you'll get
free swag.
Yeah, if you like guitar. That's the other thing. You got to like guitar.
Now, you'll be giving away one of those guitars later too, right?
It's not in here yet. But it's not here yet. But yeah. So, folks, thanks so much for checking out episode 8 of Guitar Uproar. We'll catch you on the next one.